let's take a look at the highlights of the first 7 hours of the 70th running of the Spa 24 Hours. 65 cars, 221 drivers, 13 manufacturers, but only one car could lead into the first corner. It was the driver from the outside of the front row. There was the number 7 Bentley. Just remember, that started last from pit exit. The number 1 Audi, one of the favourites, had a 3-minute stop-and-go penalty that dropped it right to the back of the field at the end of the opening lap. The Black Falcon, number 5 Mercedes, in the wars. So was the 36 Falcon Horse Motorsport BMW, and a puncture. A lot of damage there for the number 51 AF Corsa Ferrari. The Pirellis are great when they got air in them, but you can see in that one that had been removed. So for the 51 crew, there was time delay that dropped them right down the order. No such delays though for the number 2 Audi, fighting with the 62 Aston Martin at the lead of the race. There were thrills, there were spills, there were spinners, and those cars that recovered. That was the T2 Motorsport Ferrari getting back into the race. Leading the AM class, Chris Harris, brilliant start for him in the Garage 59 McLaren, and taking the lead in that subclass of the overall plot. But to the front went the 62 Aston Martin, and then for the second time waved yellow flags, and this is because the 89 Mercedes was in the wall at the exit of Raidillon. Driver okay, car slightly crumpled, and that was the moment under full course yellow to make your pit stops. And again, it was the 62 Aston Martin and the number 2 Audi that emerged at the front of the field. A bit of contact, the tail end of the top 10, and it was the tail end of the 72 SMP Racing Ferrari that bore the brunt of that damage. And still the 62 Aston Martin pressed on, diving very late into the pit lane. The number 2 Audi crew responded and brought their car in from second place. And then here was a dusty moment, a clatter into the barriers for the 97 Oman Sport Aston Martin. And that pulled off at the side of the circuit. That was another full course yellow period. The order kept getting juggled around. The 29 Audi had lost a lot of time through the first sequence. It started to pick its way back up, and we had others coming to the front. And at the very front, it was the number 8 Bentley that led the race. In behind, the action was tight, a little too tight. The 63 Lamborghini clattering the back. That was Andrea Caldarelli going into the back of the 58 McLaren of Ben Barnicoat. The damage was far greater on the Lamborghini, but that then got a time penalty as well. It was brought in for a stop and go, 30 seconds. That's dropped it way down the order. The McLaren suffered as well, had to come in for a second pit stop because of that bodywork damage. No such problems though for the number 8 Bentley, leading the way, being absolutely beautifully driven at the front of the field. And then a dramatic moment, a spin. Why was it spinning? The number 14 Lexus was spinning because it didn't have enough tyre left on the left rear. So frustration for some of the crews up and down the length of the pit lane. You can see those damaged tyres coming off. The number 911 Porsche, what a crew. Dumas, Machiavecchi and Werner, and they were out on the track picking their way up the order. And then suddenly, with a wheel having come off the rear of the 17 Audi, that was difficult indeed for Stuart Leonard. He pulled off on the exit of the Paul Frere curve, moved to the side of the circuit and had to stand on forlornly as his car was recovered onto the back of a flatbed. And for the Bentley crews, flamboyant exits from the pit lane, but the reason they were pushing so hard was they were leading this race and didn't want to squander even a single second. And then a massive moment as evening turned towards night. That was Jules Simkowiak scaring himself and everybody else with a big off down at Blanchimont. Then the Herbert Porsche coming in. You don't want to see a car smoking. Repairs underway. And here comes the number 8 Bentley back out again in flamboyant manner to go onto the circuit. A circuit littered with bits of debris and some very brave and rapid work by the excellent marshals around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. But you can see the full course yellow board is out. Another chance for the ordered to be given a rejig. A spinner out of the bus stop. Very easily done if the power goes down too soon. And then the blood moon, absolutely resplendent over the Ardennes. The party starts, the concert is going on the outfield just by Eau Rouge. What a place to take in the music. A few cars going off up at the bus stop, drivers waiting their turn to take over, to get their teeth fully into a night stint session here. Magical times. And then another problem for the Straka racing crew. One of their cars is leading the Pro-Am class, so there's some smiles for them as well. But the car that started stone last, the number 7 Bentley, deep now into the top 10. And one of the cars it's chasing is that number 4 Mercedes, just recently moved up into 4th place. So the moon has turned from gold to silver. The night racing is absolutely pure gold.